Kuzuzampo, welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program with me, Sonampem. Our top stories this week. His Majesty the King promotes Chief of Police, a Brigadier and a Colonel of Royal Bodyguards. His Holiness the Jekhempo presides over Chenrizi Dungdu. And investment on human capital needed for Bhutan to reap the demographic dividend. His Majesty the King promoted Brigadier Sangye of the Royal Bodyguards and the Chief of Police, Brigadier Chimidoji, to the rank of Major General on Thursday. His Majesty the King also promoted Colonel Pema Doji of the Royal Bodyguards to the rank of Brigadier.
Major General Sangye of the Royal Bodyguards joined the service in 1979. He is currently serving as the Secretary to His Majesty the 4th Druk Khalpo. He is a decorated officer with Drukpoi Thukse and Druk Yugel medals. Major General Chimidoji has been serving as the Chief of Police since 2016. The 60-year-old is from Ha and a recipient of the Drukpoi Norbu Yusel, the Light Treasure of the Armed Forces Medal. He joined the Royal Bhutan Police in 1985. Brigadier Pema Doji of the Royal Bodyguards has been officiating as the Commandant of the RBG in Dechincholing Thimphu since last year. He is from Tangsipji in Trongsa. He joined the Armed Force Service in 1987. This is Pasong Doji for BBS News.
His Holiness the Jekhempo presided over a week-long Chenrizi Dungdrup at Namdroling Genzendrasa in Hlinsi, along with 150 monks. The prayer ceremony, which is an annual program at the Drasa, was conducted last week. It is conducted for the continued peace and prosperity in the country. Upon reviewing the judiciary system and practices in the country from 2012 to 2016, the Royal Audit Authority found that inadequacies continue in legal and institutional framework, human resources, operational areas, and case management besides other areas. The Royal Audit Authority carried out the review to determine the efficiency and effectiveness of the judiciary in delivering fair, just and equitable justices. The review report was made public on Tuesday. Amongst many shortcomings, the Audit Authority highlighted that the registry sections of 28 courts are functioning without dedicated lawyers, undermining the internal administration of the courts and accessibility of services. To this, the Audit Authority recommends to consider appointing Drungpen Rabjams from persons having served as an advocate. The review report also found that there is no system of declaring conflict of interest by Drungpens and bench clerks while settling the cases despite code of conduct and other laws requirements. The report suggests making declaration of conflict of interest mandatory. In addition, there is no standard to assess the performance of the courts, time frame to dispose the cases, fixed number of summon orders to issue, and fixed number of rebuttals in trials, thus leading to inconsistent practices across courts. The review recommends the judiciary to establish a national standard. Furthermore, the review found the case hearing schedules in lower courts constantly changing based on preferences and convenience of the bench clerks, prosecuting agencies and litigants, hampering the fairness and timely delivery of justice. Thus, the review proposes to formalize scheduling the case hearings in courts through collaborative approach with all relevant parties involved. The review also found that all judgments of civil cases are not effectively enforced. There is no responsible institution to enforce the judgments of civil cases. Thus, the report recommends instituting a system to enforce the judgments of civil cases. And currently, the judgments passed by the courts are restricted from public access. But the Civil and Criminal Procedure Code requires courts to make judgments available on public domains including libraries. Therefore, the review recommends to enhance the accessibility of judgments to public for transparency and to facilitate legal researches. Sonampem for BBS News. The National Council, after much deliberation, withdrew the Impeachment Procedure Bill of Bhutan 2019 on Wednesday. The bill was withdrawn following the National Assembly's request to the National Council to withdraw the bill in accordance to Section 18 of the Legislative Rules of Procedure 2017. The section states that a bill passed by one house may be withdrawn by the other house on the grounds of, but not limited to, the legislative proposal covered in the bill being dropped or more comprehensive bill on the same subject being proposed at a later date.
The Impeachment Procedure Bill of Bhutan 2019, which was passed in the 23rd session of the National Council last year, was forwarded to the National Assembly for discussion this session. The bill was, however, rejected in the first reading itself in January this year by the National Assembly with a show of hands justifying that not all provisions of the Constitution are implemented. Therefore, to establish parliamentary procedures and practices to harmoniously resolve differences, the chairperson of the National Council agreed to meet and discuss the issue with the Speaker of the National Assembly last month. Despite this effort, the National Assembly again refused to discuss the bill, and according to the National Council, it failed to complete the full legislative process. The House cited that the need for the Impeachment Procedure Bill of Bhutan 2019 is as per Article 32.5 of the Constitution of the Kingdom of Bhutan, requiring the Parliament to frame a law to ensure accountability of the holders of constitutional offices. Withdrawing the bill today, the chairperson of the Natural Resources and Environment Committee said that legislative rules of procedure have to be complete and followed, which the National Assembly did not.
tele na le phalu ji tenga chara chadam suni gi telo te ya phugo be lamru tardu be wa chin tebe ime indira besachiru nga chara gi ladi chokang chigi nale chajo be matutu shib be shinale sunde na be yalu chokang chigi khatulu yalu phudalu yalu te hakting dangbagi nalera shizada miggenra te yalu sunde manamgi yalete tebe chaya singi tolebe te sunde manamda te dinalu tenga jimi wangadarim buchulu phunigi te yobapchidi te tebe maje seshuni la dinalu tenga jigi yalu tu tobigi rolu jira ime te yobap tebe maje seshuni la zora ngachara namraberu sokangi gi banalu gyjabda tsikurdi lejimbe beshinale tinchu lejimbe beshinale japshinale be te nalu chala jigobdi khachi seshuni la.
He added that the bill can be reintroduced in the future by clearly following legislative rules of procedure and after resolving differences between the two houses. Samtan Dolkar, PBS News.
There is a lot of confusion and discontentment circling the Class PP admissions following a change in the admission age policy from 6 to 5 years. The change in admission age has also increased the pressure on schools to accommodate all the children. The Education Minister during Meet the Press recently, however, said parents need not rush for admissions of their children this year. He said they can always seek admission next year when the pressure drops. The Education Minister says the admission pressure is only in urban areas like Thimphu, Phintsling, Gelifu and Sandupjonkar, while there are seats available in the rural areas. He said despite increasing the sections to accommodate the estimated additional 7,000 students, the schools have so far been able to absorb only about 3,500 students to the existing 13,000 Class PP students admitted this academic session.
There was a bit of communication gap that our information went as that as if all the students who are attending attending age 5 should be put in the school system. In fact, we were legalizing the age from 6 to 5.
It's not necessary that you must admit, but you can admit. No children in any schools in the country will be allowed without celebrating the 5th birthday. Anidi fixed in that. Ema watching private na for 4.5 le jode do. Anidi absolutely allow me be session. Now, yes, some families may not be happy with it because admission methobnio, especially in these areas, Timpula Balo, Sani Bodolu, they can always come back next year. Because next year any pressure on me.
Likewise, the Prime Minister shared that he received a proposal from the Education Ministry on the need to construct around 150 classrooms and the requirement of more than 210 extra teachers, which would cost the government more than $500 million.
We must realize that the pressure is just one time. It's only this year. Next year, the number is going to drop down because we only have fixed number of students. Our birth rate is fixed at 11 to 12,000 bedwala. And the total number of excess students, they are estimating to be around 6 to 7,000 each one ime. So, to invest $500 million here without having to continue will not be a wise move.
The government decided to bring down the admission age from 6 to 5 years starting this academic session. The move is to align with the National Service or Gelsung program that would be instituted in 2022. Sonam Pem for BBS News. Transportation is one of the main challenges faced by persons with disabilities in the country today. This was shared during a recent event which brought together persons with disabilities to share their challenges and come up with solutions required to support them. Around 100 taxi operators were also trained on the skills necessary to support persons with disabilities during the event. Disabled Persons Association of Bhutan and Ability Bhutan Society with financial support from UNDP conducted the training. Equality is a core human rights principle, and ensuring everyone must have equal participation and engagement is important. From accessible infrastructure to employment opportunities, persons with disabilities present during the event said there still is a need to educate and advocate people on how a society can contribute towards this equality.
There are a lot of things that needs to be done for the people with disabilities. What they need firstly is monetary help and support, and secondly transportation is a huge problem, so this also needs to be looked into.
We have important events like blessings and festivals which the country has been organizing and will be organized in the future as well. For instance, at Chalnimitang or Tendetang or in other districts during Techus, I feel that there is a need to have a separate place for persons with disabilities, maybe a different path or a place, so that we don't have to rush like others. I think this will give us an opportunity to be part of it, which otherwise is missed.
Considering transportation as one of the challenges persons with disabilities face, the training this time included taxi operators.
To create awareness, we have a concept called disability equality training, whereby person with disabilities will be examining their own barriers that they face, challenges that they face, and then they are trying to come up with a solution through kind of advocacy and awareness. So we have this training especially for taxi operators, because many of our persons with disabilities have been facing a lot of challenges while in terms of transportation services.
In the past, even if we wished to support people with disabilities, we didn't know how to go about helping and supporting them the way that they actually would make their lives easier. But the workshop we attended today was beneficial as it gave us new perspective as well as skills required to help them.
The disability equality training was started last year to raise awareness and promote inclusivity. The government also launched the National Policy for Persons with Disabilities last year, which is expected to look at how each sector can practice inclusion of a disabled person in every aspect of development. As of today, there are around 14,000 people with disabilities in the country. Sonam Pem for BBS News. Bhutan needs to invest on human capital to reap the demographic dividend, which is one-time opportunity for the country. This is according to the National Statistics Bureau's report, Harnessing Demographic Dividend in Bhutan, released recently. Demographic dividend refers to the economic growth due to rising share of working-age persons in a population.
The report, published after analyzing the population projection data from Population and Housing Census 2017, states that the share of working-age population will rise over 70% and the dependency ratio fall by about 40% between 2027 and 2042. This means the country will have a huge working-age population until 2042. The working-age population is the population between the age of 15 and 64 years. However, according to the NSB officials, the demographic dividend would last only for a few decades. After 2042, the working population group will decrease as a large number of people will be out to the old age category. Therefore, to reap the demographic dividend, the report highlights that an average of 8,000 jobs has to be created every year. The NSB is also recommending strengthening social security and well-being measures in Eastern Region and developing regional hubs. At the same time, improvement of women participation rate in labor force, occupational diversification, and establishment of a think tank and sectoral task forces are also recommended. Meanwhile, going by the report, the country's population increased from around 634,000 in 2005 to 735,000 in 2017. It is expected to reach a peak of 883,000 by 2047. Kiletem for BBS News.
In an effort to conserve the yak breed, the Department of Livestock is sending out 3 of the country's best quality yaks to Nepal and India. 2 of the yaks were sent to Nepal and 1 to Sikkim in India last week. This is part of the cross-boundary cooperation for conservation and development of yak.
These 3 yaks were chosen based on their size, shape of horn, and on the thickness and darkness of their fur and tail. These features, according to the experts, are of pure yak breed and give better milk and meat productivity. The 3 were selected from among 5 samples.
Compared to yaks in our region, the ones here are much bigger and have thicker hair. We heard that the milk production is also higher and even the meat production would be better. We are looking at the way forward, therefore we came here looking for better breeds.
Just like here, yaks are our main source of livelihood back at home. They help us carry our loads, and when they mature, we can sell them. We produce cheese and butter, and the money that we make from selling it helps meet our daily expenses. Currently, 1 kilogram of cheese fetches around 1,200 rupees.
The Department of Livestock says the exchange is a part of a trans-boundary cooperation initiative between Bhutan, India and Nepal.
Today, at this day, we are proud to share our yak genetics, yak tempelism to these 2 countries, and we are giving 2 male yaks to Nepal and then 1 to Sikkim, and it was found that among these 3 countries, Bhutan has the best breed of yaks.
Inbreeding problem, that means only from the near relatives of the yaks are there in that area, and the farmers, they demanded that we need some of the pure line yak from neighboring countries so that it is better for them. There is a 5 yak, and out of that, first one we select, and second one by Sikkim, and third one again we select. And 2 of the yak we have already selected from here, and it is going along with the officers from our department.
This is the beginning. This is a formal symbolic exchange of thing in materialistic way, but now innovations are there. Artificial inseminations are there, technologies have been involved, and this is only one initiative that is taken forward as a regional cooperation, but long way to go in terms of market linkages, product diversification, value addition to that product, and then having network of yak herding.
Such exchange programs are expected to play a significant role in ecosystem management and food security of the highlanders and confront issues such as declining yak herding. For Namgyong Chwin Paro, Sringdandup, PBS News.
After being vacant for more than 3 years, the only early child care and development center in Ngong Dumte in Samtse is now operational. The ECCD center finally got a facilitator along with 4 other centers in Samtse. The center was officially opened last week with an inauguration ceremony.
Previously used as a storage space and community meeting hall, this house was constructed in 2017 as an ECCD by the Tarayana Foundation. However, a facilitator was never forthcoming, leaving the space to waste. The opening of the center comes much to the relief to the parents.
We have to be looking after our children even while we are working. On the other hand, it is hard for us to keep children neat and clean. Even when herding cattle, our children tagged along. This was inconvenient for us.
Our children found it hard at school because we admitted them when they were much older. Children mostly speak our Doyab language and do not speak Songkha and English properly. They enter pre-primary at the age of 9 and 10. As they reach higher classes, they struggle. I am very happy for the ECCT here.
For the inaugural batch, 22 children aged between 3 to 5 have enrolled with the center. Children were provided with a lunch box and a handkerchief each during the inauguration.
At home, children get too attached to parents, and so they start looking for parents even when in school. They don't stay in school, and so we have to drop them out. And later on, when we admit them back to school, it doesn't work well. With the ECCD, our children will develop and benefit. Even the parents will benefit.
The center was constructed at a cost of about 1 million Newton with financial assistance from UNICEF. Yesterday, it was officially handed over to the district education sector. Sharab Doji, PBS News, Samsi.
A 40-year Bhutanese has been arrested by Indian police in Indian town of Jaigang for illegal possession of firearms. The accused was caught with 2 improvised handguns, 2 bullets and a few handsets. His intentions and source of the firearms could not be confirmed. The accused is said to be a businessman from Bumthang and resides in Gelifu. People of Tang Gewok in Bumthang are happy with the inauguration of a new traditional medicine unit on Thursday. With this, Bumthang now has traditional medicine facilities in all its 4 Gewoks. Bumthang's traditional medicine team is also providing elderly care for people aged 60 and above for 3 days.
The new medical center, which is near Tang Gewok office, has been set up after people raised a need for such a facility in the Zongkok Sokdo. The facility has been established in the old Tang BHU since the building has remained vacant for about a year as the Gewok BHU has been moved to a new structure. According to traditional medicine officials, Tang Gewok had one of the highest number of patients seeking traditional medical care.
As the traditional medical unit could not be introduced in Tang so far, all the patients from Tang had to come to Wang Chuling Hospital, making additional expenses over transportation and lodging facilities. That's why there were lots of patients seeking medication from the general hospital here. I'm so pleased that we could bring the traditional medicinal service at the grassroots level.
Till this afternoon, more than 100 elderly people came to seek medical care from the new facility.
The new facility will benefit the people of Tang. Moreover, as I have been regularly seeking traditional medical care, it would be really beneficial for me. Without traditional medication, I would have been bedridden already. I'm really happy that we now have the traditional medicine unit at our doorstep. With the traditional medical therapy, if the pain around my knee heals properly, I would be able to travel to different places and attend religious discourses.
People of Tang who have been seeking traditional medication from Wangdi Chuling Hospital so far are very happy with the new facility. It has been so inconvenient for us who have no cars to go to Wangdi Chuling Hospital.
As of today, there are only 76 traditional medical units in the country. People say there is a need to extend the service.
It is important that traditional medical facilities are established in as many Geoks as possible, regardless of how remote the Geoks are. It would greatly benefit the people if the government could establish such facilities all over the country.
The elderly care program was initiated after the Health Ministry identified and trained traditional medical officials from 5 districts in August last year.
The first positive case of COVID-19 was confirmed on Thursday. A 76-year-old American tourist tested positive for the viral disease. The patient has been isolated at Thimphu Hospital and so far over 90 contacts have been traced. All schools and institutes in Thimphu, Paro and Punakha have been closed for 2 weeks from Friday. The nation has been declared in a state of orange zone, which is defined as having 1 or more isolated confirmed cases without secondary transmission. That's all for this week. Thank you for joining us.